way you Papa, you know Papa.
Figuratively, he bites as hard as he can.
Okay.
And of course, when he puts his fangs into you, you certainly feel it. I think it pretty.
Watch Johnnie's bite.
You know, I've watched you. Sometimes our people disagree with you, but I mean, I understand some of your approach. I mean, sometimes we take a hard bite. It helps us as politicians.
Nowadays, when I listen to you, I even panic.
Why?
Maybe, hey,
Why do you panic?
the way you Papa, you know Papa.
Figuratively, he bites as hard as he can.
Okay.
And of course, when he puts his fangs into you, you certainly feel it. I think it pretty.
Watch Johnnie's bite.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Hasbunallah wa ni'mal wakil. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? Neither though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil. My cup runneth over, and surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I'll dwell in the house of the Lord forever and ever. Amen. Assalamu alaikum. It's Tuesday. Welcome to Johnnie's Bite. We're wrapping up the Lent nicely. This week is Holy Week. And if you haven't been to any of the evening songs and benedictions, I invite you to St. Joseph the Work Anglican Church. Reverend Father Emmanuel Feni will do you good when you appear before him. And then our Muslim brothers and sisters, I pray that you will also have the patience and the peace and the heart to deliver excellently on the Ramadan, and also to pray for Ghana. Lots of controversial issues. SML deal, Kelny, GVG, talking about Cecilia Dapa, plenty of those things. And it looks like 1 week, one scandal, 1 week, one scandal. And all the issues are not being handled. Nobody is telling us anything, right? KPMG was supposed to come and give us a report. They asked for extension. Kabashimene, Ibako. Plenty, too many things. And sometimes the people even lose track of what it is. So when people say, oh, the press is not doing enough, the media is not doing enough, we are not doing enough because the stream of issues are becoming one too many. So what do you put on the headline? Becoming one too many. Anyway, this morning let's talk about energy. Pull up that VRA letter for me, the press release. The VRA issued a press release, and it says that the attention of the Volta River Authority has been drawn to a publication in the electronic media which attempts to suggest that the VRA is not meeting its power supply obligation to the Ghana market due to excessive export of power to neighboring countries. The assertion, which is attributed to the independent power generators, is not only erroneous but misleading. The VRA wishes to state that since 1972, the authority has been supplying power to neighboring countries without reneging on its mandate to deliver reliable and affordable power to Ghana. And this, the authority continues to do. Also, it is important to mention the allocation of the power generation from the Akonsombo and Bong hydropower stations is supervised by the Electricity Market Oversight Panel and not the VRA. By this arrangement, the allocation always prioritizes the Ghana market in accordance with government policies to ensure long-term optimization of the nation's hydro resources. The VRA wishes to assure the general public and all stakeholders that it will continue to prioritize electricity supply to Ghana market in line with its mandate, government policies and regulatory obligations. Issued by the Corporate Affairs External Relations 24th of March 2024. That was yesterday. Dear VRA, good morning to you. This message, first of all, is very insensitive. Have you ever sat down to wonder, right, how the children are able to do their homework and to catch up on the lessons for the day and to revise when the lights go off? Have you ever sat down to wonder? Have you wondered how the children sleep even in the dark and in the heat? How their parents are stressed? Have you wondered? Have you thought about it for a second? Yes, you did PR in school, but this kind of PR is not needed at this time. Throw it away, toss it in the bin. People are suffering. If you don't generate the power, what will ECG be distributing? If there is no power, what will ECG be distributing? Today we know VRA, we know Gridco, we know ECG, we know all the individual companies, and when we have challenges, we go to them. We don't mention Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo's name, but in the past, it used to be a president's name that was mentioned whenever the lights went on. In fact, Ursula Osuo-Ekufo, MP for Ayawaso West, Ablekuma West, and now a Minister for Community, says he curses the president at the time, each time her light goes off. Should we be cursing Nana Addo each time the lights go off? The kind of leadership and the kind of thinking that we have is problematic. This release by Gridco saying that, oh, we have enough to supply the Ghana market. We are not exporting us. It's erroneous, it's false, it's fake, blah, 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 blah. But where's the power? Were we not told in this country that we have excess power that we were paying for that we didn't need? Were we not told that? So we have excess power we were paying for that we didn't need. Today, if you have excess power that you are paying for that you don't need, how can you stand in constant need of power? Does it make sense to you? You have food in abundance. You are buying excess food that you don't need. And then you still come back to complain of hunger because there's no food in the kitchen. Have you ever thought about it? Have you ever wondered? The lies will expose all of us. The lies, the dishonesty, the hypocrisy, it will expose all of us. As I speak, some people have their lights off. In the next hour, some people's lights will go off. The whole night, some people slept without light. The whole day, some people will be without light. When you say, they say, don't mention the president's name. It is ECG, it is Gridco, it is VRA, it is this. Then VRA comes to put out a notice that says that, oh, we have capacity. If you have capacity, put the light on. Give ECG to distribute the capacity that you have. Or sometimes people think that we have water in our heads, so we cannot read in between the lines. I've showed you here before what the plants and the transformers are generating. Suddenly, all the transformers in the country have a problem. Suddenly. Whoever is managing the transformers and whoever is supposed to ensure that they are maintained should have been sacked by now if all the transformers under him suddenly develop a fault. There's no routine maintenance. Is there no routine maintenance that is done? Is there no constant audit of the things that is done? Because my father was a technical person. And he will always insist on maintenance, maintenance, and maintenance. So stop the deceit already. Look, play a video of the Minister for Education in 2022. I interviewed him. Play the video.
You're happy.
Comfortable.
Is Dumso back?
Is it back? Yourself, the question should be asked.
No, I'm asking you.
No, I'm asking you. You're a consumer. I'm a policy maker. Is Dumso back?
What feedback are you picking?
None. Actually, the feedback I'm picking is that when it's even raining, the lights are on.
Okay. So Dumso is not back.
It's never going to be back.
I see. Are we done with Doom CC?
No, we are not.
We are not.
We are not.
So then there are a few bottlenecks here and there that you're trying to...
Obviously, if I don't accept that, that's probably a biggest lie.
Okay.
Then we accept the fact that we need to still invest in our energy sector. to be able to ensure that there's affordable, reliable electricity. Energy security is key. And one of them is electricity security or energy access. So government understands that it needs to put in an investment in the right places. Of course, governments have put in investments in the power generators. Government needs to put in the investors in the transmitters and the local distribution companies for faults to be as minimal as possible, to prevent the occurrence of what you tried to describe it and equate it to doom. So,
not me.
Which is not
the Ghanaian public.
Which is
the
not.
Ghanaian public.
But let's be frank. Let's go back to 4 years, 2012, 2016, when every day, in that 4 years, there was electricity rationing.
Okay.
All over the country. No part of the country was left unscathed. And tell me, this last year, if we have seen that.
The lights keep going off sometimes. Once or twice.
You have to. Where I live, my lights have gone off twice.
Okay.
But it's not doom.
It's not doom. Okay. So that's doom CSC.
Doom that got to 3 days off, 1 day on under John Dramani Mahama can never be equated to when your lights go off once and it comes on. Even in your house, where meals are prepared, it's not always that you want what you get.
I see. Now, let's...
You know the interesting thing? Whenever you ask a question of public officials or state functionaries, and then they equate it to your private life, know that there is no answer that you want that you will get. Whenever you ask a public servant or a state actor or a functionary a question and they equate it to your private life, know that the answer you're looking for will never come. Because as a private individual, you don't go around taking taxes from people. As a private individual, nobody vets you to live your life. As a private individual, nobody has to appoint you to live your life. As a private individual, nobody gives you free fuel, free vehicle, free home, free bodyguard, free cook, free garden boy, free per diem whenever you travel. All of those perks you don't get. So when you ask the people who are getting those things on your taxes, and including being called honorable, you ask them for answers and they equate it to your private life, know that they have failed. It's as simple as that. That even in your private home, right? Even in your private home, you don't always get what you get because I'm funding my private home from my pocket. The state is being funded by my taxes and by the borrow and the begging. That's how the state is funded today, Ghana today. That is what Ghana has become today. The minister in 2022 told us that when the lights go off and come back on, it is not doom. So, but he has forgotten that his president, our president, his presidential candidate then, the leader of opposition then says that if the lights go off and come back on, is it not doom or doom? So he was asking the president of the day at the time. Today, the situation has changed. Then I asked him, what feedback are you getting from the people? He said, none. Then he got back and says, oh, even when the wind blows, it rains, the lights stay on. It is not raining. The wind is not blowing, but our lights are still going off. What explanation is there? Is it a wisdom problem? Or is it a financial problem? There's another video of the minister today. Right? I played a video of 2022. Jen, find me the video of the day before, right? He was asked a specific question about Dumso. Listen to him.
Sector, the current power cuts. Some people are saying that you made mention of this. You use this as a campaign against John Mahama, and now we are experiencing a worse situation under President Akufo-Addo. Would it reflect in the 2024 election? Would it be something that people will stand on to vote?
If you are comparing 4 years, MPP administration, energy sector is 300 times better than John Mahama.
But we are still experiencing doom so.
Nobody has said we haven't. I'm just saying it's far much better than John Mahama ever did.
You do admit that there's doom so.
That is the word you used. I have never used that word. I've promised you that we are going to work on it. And it's not a work that is a single event. It's a process. And we'll continue to work on it for the energy sector to become better.
Have you heard of calls for a timetable?
Ask those who want it to bring it.
They should bring the timetable.
If there is, I haven't seen any timetable. So when
But people are calling for it.
say bring a timetable, what do you mean? The ECG says that there's no timetable coming. Why do you want to bring a timetable? What purpose? Why would somebody get up and wish evil or bad for the country? When it is not planned, you can't tell the person. Were you in Ghana under John Mahama? Did you live in this country under John Mahama? Did you live in this country under John Mahama? Did you? I'm asking you a question. Did you live?
It was equally worse.
It cannot be equally worse.
No, MPP use it as a tool against them.
And I'm saying that even if you are talking about that, it was worse than
Johnny's Bite.
That's our energy minister, member of parliament. Some have said that he wants to be the running mate to Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. That's Napo. In the two videos I played for you, remember that Dr. Matthew Poku Prempe, our dentist energy minister, he admitted Dumso, and then he quickly switched and said, he put the thing on the journalist that is what the word you are using. I go back to Nanado's words. When my lights go off and come back on, what is it called? Is it Dumso? He introduced a new nomenclature called Dumsiesie. And the insult and arrogance is that if we want a timetable, we should bring our own timetable. Ghana for me bomb ba ma bomb ba kuma mbie ma bomb mienu mbie ma bomb pressa mbie se say dem mbie me na yen nyina abomaka say John Dramani Mahama baba. The people he appointed, they are telling us now in a cheeky way that if we want a timetable, we should bring the timetable. So insulting. Today is the anniversary of Dr. Bawumia. Put the flyer up there. The visiting professor to the Central University. Put the flyer up there. Distinguished Speaker Series. Tuesday, 25th March 2014. That's him. Dr. Digital. He spoke about energy. He spoke about the lights going off. Has he coughed? Today is the anniversary. 2014. 10 years. Distinguished Speaker Series. Tuesday, 25th March 2014. 4 p.m. Venue, Trinity Hall, Central University College. Media, whatever it is. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Topic is restoring the value of the CD. Professor Kwesi Yanka, the president of CUC, Central University College at the time, he gave him a platform. And Professor Kwesi Yanka, if you remember, was given the opportunity to head a committee that was going to look at how free SHS graduates, or if you like, leavers, were going to be injected into the university, and also the issues of accommodation, etc. It is still a mess when people graduate from free SHS. But today is an anniversary. Call Dr. Bawumia and ask him. Tag him on Facebook and social media and Twitter. He's active on Twitter. Ask him the things he spoke about on this day 10 years ago. Can he beat his chest and stand by it? And we are fasting, we are in Ramadan, we are in Lent. No lies. No lies. The people who are supposed to help them to do the work are the very people who are talking down at the citizenry. That if we want a Dumso timetable, we should bring it. But I've showed you how things are not going well. And if you speak to deep-throated sources within Gridco, VRA, all those places, they will tell you that Nkoye, they are actually doing power rationing. They are doing load shedding. Fact. But because we politicized electricity and energy, we are not able to come out to give the people a timetable to plan their life so well. So we are putting the lights off ex parte without notice to the consumers. And we are politicizing it. I've told you, 5 things you don't politicize: education, health, security, energy, economy. If you politicize them, you are gone. And we have sadly politicized it. So you ask yourself if the president is still in charge or he has checked out. Because when the NPP presidential primaries was going on, he said that the next president will fix it. He had more than a year. Now you see how the country is on autopilot. The energy minister says, if you want, bring your own timetable. So the people in Accra will bring their timetable. The people in Ahaf will bring their timetable. The people in Doma will bring their timetable. The people in Kumewu will bring their timetable. The people in Menshau 24 will bring his timetable. Then he, Matthew Opoku Prempe, will now synchronize it and put it together. Does it make sense to you? President Kufuor said that power can trick you. They have been tricked by power. So they are talking anyhow to the people. But he wants to be our vice president. Is this the kind of vice president you're looking for? Is this the individual you're looking for to become a... I like Napo. When I started in the gods are not to blame over the weekend, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, he was one of the people who organized students to come and watch with Vincent Asifo, MP for Otafo. Alexander Afenyomaki was also there. They came to support heavily. But it doesn't make sense what he said. So I will tell him. That's how I build. That's how I run my friendship. My friendship is not based on because you give me something, I will keep quiet. I will say it if you got it wrong. If I get it wrong, say it, but say it constructively. I've not insulted him. He's asking for us to bring our own timetable. Do we manage the power? Do we have the switch? Do we know how much is generated from each plant or each generation point? Do we know how ECG does their distribution? Do we know? Do we install the meters on our own? Do we manage the meters? Do we supervise the vendors? Then you come and say that we should. It's such an insult. But you know, the chief of staff will not call him to order because they are all sleeping. Chief of staff, vice president, president, they are all asleep. They are snoring on the job. Meanwhile, it is the chief of staff who wrote to us and said that, if ever there was a matter regarding a ministry or an appointee of the government, within 24 hours, they have to respond. Tomorrow, I'll show you that. So many things have come. The chief of staff is sleeping on the job. Abre. That they are asking us to bring our own doomsor timetable. That's the insult. So you want to eat jollof, bring your own rice. Your mother wants, you ask your mom, I want to eat jollof. She said, bring your own rice. Let me cook for you. That's the insult that we are being given now by somebody who wants to be vice president of the republic. Today is the 10th anniversary of what Dr. Baumia said at Central University. Can he stand by his own words today? I live it. Good morning. Please call me 055-924-2713.